It is now my great privilege and honor to introduce to all of you one of the pioneers of the Jesus Youth Movement and the Catholic Charismatic Renewal in India, Mr. Babychayan, whom we affectionately call Babychayan. Words are not enough to describe his indispensable contribution to the revival of Catholic faith in India. Even though he chose a vocation of singlehood, he has fathered many Indian youth and has directed them to their God-given vocation. He has held many leadership positions in the Jesus Youth Movement, both nationally and internationally. One of the most notable contributions of his was through the full-timership program. For more than 20 years, he has spiritually guided and formed many youngsters who boldly came forward to commit 1 year of their life to the purposes of God. One of the best advice that he gave me was when he said, as long as you have the time, health and talent, never say no to be of service to the kingdom of God. I have followed that meticulously in my life, and that attitude has given rise to the Song on Fire and Pond Free initiatives. It was always my dream to interview Babychayan and share his story to the rest of the world for it to be an inspiration. Providentially, I was able to do that. So please join me and Babychayan for this wonderful interview. God bless you. Babychayan, as we start the interview, I would like you to give a brief introduction about your family and also where you're from, basically.
In Kerala, that is called Calicut. Our family is migrants from Kottayam district.
Okay.
So we are farmers, basically.
Okay.
Father and mother and 8 children.
Yeah. And you are?
I'm the 6th one.
Okay.
6th one. 4 and 4. 4 boys and 4 girls.
Okay.
So we have taken jungle. So naturally, because father was a farmer by nature and very hardworking man. He educated all of us, minimum education, and it was very particular that we get Christian formation. They were themselves very faithful.
Okay. Catholic,
very strong Catholics.
Okay.
And I remember when most of the Catholics' first concern will be to get the religious education. They insist that we get catechism, we get daily mass.
Okay.
That was the culture, the tradition. Particularly that the Solo background is there. Wherever they go, faith is most important for them.
Yeah.
So primary education I had in my village school. Then I went to my college, that is Nirmalagiri College in Kuthuvaramba. I had my 2 years pre-degree course.
Okay.
But I failed miserably.
Failed in the sense you didn't score well?
No, I couldn't complete it. I completed the course, but then I couldn't pass mathematics.
Okay.
So then destiny takes a different shape.
Yeah.
So I was asked to go for a teacher's training.
Okay.
Maybe people are wondering about my voice first. There is a reason for that.
Yeah.
I had a tracheostomy when I was 2.5 years old.
Oh,
there is a surgery on my windpipe.
Oh.
A small piece of rice blocked in my windpipe. It was to be surgically removed. And I was so young. So anyway, later on we understand that God's plan that I get a new voice. But I'm not very conscious about it. Only the hearers know it is a slightly different. So, sorry. So, after completing my pre-degree examination, I was asked to go for teacher's training. Well, I got my selection, but I was sad getting selected because with my voice, I thought I won't be able to perform teacher's duty well.
Yeah.
That way, I didn't like it, and I was sad to disclose this to my home. Then, anyway, I joined. After about 5 months of my training in teacher's training school, Madagara, in Kerala. Then, meantime, I was trying to get some other employment, somewhere to get a job. My brother was already in railways. He was an assistant station master in Karnataka, a place called Ramanagaram. So I wrote him, save me from this place. I don't want to be a teacher. Because knowing that implications of my voice and what can happen to my future. So I was imagining how I'll be a teacher and getting settled and all these things. I want to go out, not to settle in a village school. I was assured my job also in my village school.
Was it a government job or?
Private. Teacher's training was government training. Then my brother suddenly sends one telegram money order one day. And said, there's Air Force recruitment here. If you want, you can come and try your luck. I know influence, I know it to recommendation for no money to give us. Then I just told my headmaster. And why I tell this background? Because the hand of God was started. I realized it later on how that is first time how I felt that God is at work in my life. At least an image of it. I was very convinced about it. So I approached my headmaster in the school. I asked him, sir, I want my certificate. He was not willing to give it. He says, I can give it only if you resign and go. I can't give it because it's a professional school. On what guarantee I'll resign and go? At last he gave me a CTC, certificate true copy. With that, anyway, proceeded. I came to Bangalore, my brother's place. Next day I was in the recruiting office. First they were checking the SSLC book. And a serpentine queue of 1,500 people. And one person, a uniformed man, came to verify the book. He asked, where's your book? I said, I have no book, I have my true copy, I have got second class marks in SLC, and all these things I told him. Then he was just holding my neck and pushing me out. Anyway, I just took my hand like this, resisting that man, but really only. Then it was a struggle between us. Then the recruiting officer was standing in the other end of the queue. He just came to my place. I just said, what is wrong? Anyway, just because I came from pre-degree background, I had my English also reasonably good command. I explained this to him. He just looked at me upside down, up to head to foot. Then he said, go inside, he told me. And I just, tears came in my eyes. First round test. Then every day, 5 days test, marks and mathematics and psychology, all these tests are over. I was always in this selected group. Last day, on the last day, he calls me and tells me, by the way, he knew my name also. He called me and told, I will not decide your trade now. You will have to go back, resign from the institution, send me the book by registered post on my name, his name. Then I will send you a letter mentioning that trade and all. Anyway, I did that. Headmaster was not happy because he was very fond of me. Many reasons. Because I was almost like a teacher there. Because with my background in pre-degree and English, I knew better, good. So that way, that is the first time then I got a feeling that God is at work. What is it? Not very specifically, very clearly, but this all later on, it all amounted coming together. He was there. I get a good trade. I was inducted as a wireless operator mechanic. Training was in Bangalore, Jalahalli. That is a background of my family and how I got a job.
So after you got settled with the Air Force, your career was stabilized, Babychayan. So then you would have thought about marriage. Your family would have told you about marriage. So how did your discernment to singlehood actually take place?
Well, my career started when I was 18. Few years, things going upside down. I was always sick. My stomach was upset. I couldn't eat the rich food given by defense. And always hospitalized for many reasons. Stomach problem, breathing problem, all sorts. Then I become a bit melancholic. There's a background. My father was a very strict man. He won't repeat an order. Usually he used to speak with stick. That was their nature. I know that Christian parents of that age was like that. So I had a lot of suppressed anger towards him and all authorities that way. So I couldn't react. So though I started my career, I was not a happy one. I had no close friends. I talked to people with a safe distance. So it continued. So the years went by. So it was after about 10 years that I reached Bombay. So I will not go to that many places of transfer and all. Of course, there was something which I should mention. My war experience, I will come to that. So during my second training, where I will be absorbed as a mechanic, first time it is an operator. Then during the training, war started, second war with Pakistan, 1971.
Not Kargil.
Not Kargil. Kargil was much later. I got retired much before Kargil. It was 71 with the Bangladesh issue and all.
Okay.
So it was almost 3/4 of my training was completed. We had rumors about war and training being stopped and being sent back for war and all. Because being in Air Force, it was not that risky and all. But then we had to participate in the war.
Okay.
So one fine day, that message came, because we had an address by the commander of the station that says that, well, the time, any time, the demand on the giving back to country. Well, we were asked to move to Yalahanga airport, and next day we were airlifted straight to Delhi for my group. First flight in an Air Force aircraft, which is a packet aircraft, which is obsolete now. So thrilling, flying in aircraft and all. So I was in Delhi for a few days. Then I was asked to go to Bikaner in Rajasthan. Well, being there, it was real
Tough life.
tough life means war mode. So I was we were in a really active unit with very close to the border. I was a wireless operator. So the environment is, we were all staying in tents, newly established station. So we were every day we were in a threat. So it was almost every day there was a combat siren. We used to run for our life. So the thing happened was one fine day when I was on night duty. So almost midnight. So every day there was siren and we used to run and hide and all. Then one day suddenly I felt terribly sleepy. I told my partner, who was working with can you take rest for a few minutes? I'll come back after rest. I went for sleep and I had a deep sleep, full uniform with my military boots and all. Only a few minutes rest now. It so happened in about half an hour later, all I hear is firing and bomb, big sound, and everything was shaking. Then I came out. I had no courage. I prayed, Lord, this is the end of my life. I'm almost dying. This is bombing only. Then after that, I had some courage and I came out creeping. And everything was pitch dark. And I crawled and came to a trench which I knew it is close by. And as I reached the trench, somebody shouted, "Stupid, come inside," he told me. I was pulled inside. But he asked me where I was, an officer, I think. Then I bent down and just slowly lifted and see. It is like Trishur Puram. All fire play in there. I didn't know anything about it. I had not seen any of this. Then after everything was over, later on people started telling me what all things happened. Enemy came, they dropped number of 500 pound bombs, and all fell outside the fencing of the camp. No damage at all. And if the enemy's targeting was more accurate, well, I wouldn't be sitting here to share the testimony. Very would have finished. No damage at all. So I realized God is there to protect. Later on. So things went by. I had I came back to Bangalore, then completed my training. I was posted to another place, Nagpur. Then I was transferred to Ladakh. 1 year of it is extreme border. I enjoyed it. That's the thrill of being a military man. Then I was asked for my choice posting, where I want an option to go to. That way I asked for Bombay. Mostly people asked for a station close by to my home. But that time the closest was Coimbatore. Anyway, I had no much affection to my home people and all. Then I thought, let me go and see Bombay. Because in Bombay, a lot of, in Hindi films, I want to see Bombay. I have never been to Bombay. That way, history takes a turn. That's the time that next turning of events take place. Well, should I start with my renewal experience? That's in Bombay.
Okay, before that, if you could share your discernment of your singlehood. Was it connected with the singer charisma?
Surely. Because I was 27 when I reached Bombay.
Okay.
So that was time when people used to get married. But that time, by 24 also, I used to get married. Somewhere, I had questions, unanswered questions in my life. Well, like, what is the meaning of life? If at all have to have a family, something under used to remain my thoughts. What is it? What is the meaning of it? To have a woman, to have children, bring up a whole life, invest in them. Well, philosophically, I was not convinced about all these things. When my relatives, of course, when they ask about this, I was a bit obstinate, even stubborn by nature. I told them, well, in my case, when I'm ready, I'll tell you. And you, that time you can proceed. They stopped. All sorts of proposals and inquiry. Well, so 3-4 years I went like that. So after coming to Bombay, that is the time, that dramatic change of history. That's almost 10 years after my service life.
Okay.
That was in 1976 I reached Bombay. So at 67 I joined, 76 I reached Bombay. So in Bombay, once I reached Bombay, my sister, Alice Koti, was very prominent leader in Jesus Youth and Charismatic Renewal.
Yeah.
She attended the first retreat in Kerala.
Okay.
Along with probably is the first batch, like Dr. Duard and all. So naturally, she will
Share it with you.
start directing her experience to me.
Yeah.
She started writing letters.
She's the eldest or she's just...
She is the fourth
So
in the family.
Okay.
I'm the sixth.
Okay. Okay.
She had eight. So she also remained single. That's her own way of doing it. She didn't want to join a convent. She was already a English lecturer in a college. But then she started communicating with me. Letters, not mobile and all. All Indians, full of Indians.
Yeah.
She was a very pious woman. Even during my home time also. She used to be the ideal person in my home. Very pious, directing children, influencing everybody. Anyway, she started talking about Jesus and God experience. I had a few questions to ask her. She said, when God loves me and Jesus cares for me, why am I suffering? Naturally, I can't breathe properly. I can't eat properly. And what is the cost of the God loving me and all? If God loves me, He should take care of me. Well, she had no answer. Because theologically, she can't go to that high level. Well, I'm not interested in this line of thought. Please leave me alone. Let me live as I am. But then, the women's nature. They keep on persisting and insisting. And she started. She some way wrote to Father Fio in Bombay, who gave the retreat to her
In Kerala.
They were in touch with him. One day, he kept on writing. You should go and meet Father Fio. You should go and meet Father Fio. I told her, I'm not interested. But especially, I may meet anybody, but not priest. I'm not very fond of meeting priests and all. Don't ask me, because I was a water boy and had the bitterness of even that also.
Yeah.
I don't know, because it told some sort of negative attitude towards church authorities, priests and all. Somewhere her persistence and one day I told her, okay, tell me where is he? Let me go and meet him. And lastly told me that he'll be coming to meet him. I just met. Well, that day he was busy. He asked me to come another day. Well, we sat and talked. I fired him. What's use of, what are you doing? And I had such a difficulty when I couldn't talk for 15 minutes continuously. But that day I talked 45 minutes. Because I was angry.
Yeah.
Angry towards it. I was asking, what are you doing for the church? What's happening for us, lay people? And the miracle is, this person kept on silently listening to me. 40 minutes I finished, he just asked me a question. Finished. I felt so bad within me. After firing a person for 45 minutes, he asked me, finished. And later on he was praying in his heart. Praying for me. I don't know, yes, finished. With a very funny smile. Well, he asked me to come for an all Bombay rally next Sunday. Just because I started liking him. Okay, I'll come for that. Next Sunday he is there. And I saw he is there with a guitar in a classroom. About 30, 40 Bombaites are there, men and women. They are lifting hands and putting down and clapping and dancing. I just watched them doing all this, sitting at the backs. I know they is looking at me. But I never locked my eyes to him. Then in the end he asked me, how was that? I told him, not bad. Well, no, I was not interested. Well, I had to answer back to my sister, I've met your priest, my job is finished. But then, when God is after you, things change. You can't escape. There were some books for sale in that classroom. As everybody was going out, I came with that book desk. I looked at the books. One was Good News, New Testament. Wonderful book with pictures and big print. Well, I asked, what is the cost? 2 rupees. 2 rupees. I'm such a thick book. I took one. Song book, praise the Lord. How much? 3 rupees. Then some leaflets. Everything came less than 10 rupees. Good decent pay and all. I carried this, and there's a background story. Even that time I was going to church every day.
Oh, okay. For
Every
Mass.
day for Mass.
Okay.
Maybe that
Because you've been brought up that
way.
Yeah.
Some sort of fear dimension of God.
Yeah.
That is always in my heart.
Yeah.
God will be angry. If He gets angry, He will punish you. That is always that frightful image of God.
Yeah.
So every day going to church, every day receiving a minute, parents' inputs, it always was talking to me. And another thing is that, afternoon I am free. My work finished by 1:30. I have a good food, whatever I can eat. And by 4 o'clock, 4:30, people get idea what to do. I know where my friends are going. Young people, they have money in the pocket. I know the place where they are going. Well, I was scared of 10 Commandments. God never. And
That kept you safe.
The only way is to go and sit in a church.
Okay.
So Mass is at 7 o'clock. I'll be in the church by 5 o'clock. Sit and dream about all my films I have seen. I don't know how to pray. I look at the crucifix. I know that imagine, dream. And this was a routine for me. No work in the afternoon. So work starts at 7 in the morning. 1:30 we are free. Nice life, Bombay life. Not much work. So they were relaxing there. So since I got these books and some leaflets ordered to my Father Fio, I carried all these things to my church. Since I'm sitting there, let me engage. Engage some way. Anyway, I started. Was there. Started opening my New Testament. Well, I had my Bible in my book, my trunk, which I never opened so far, from my mother. Because once you're free, you enjoy the freedom. Well, why should be a religious boy because somebody else did? But then I was scared of God. Even there, everywhere where I went, church was at least 10 miles cover thing. I used to go to church, cycling and going with bus. So anyway, I had a facility. When in Bombay, churches are plenty. Could go for Mass any day. I used to change church almost every day. As many number of local stations and so many churches would be there. More than that. So I started my New Testament. Well, started reading from Matthew. I didn't understand anything. Matthew 1. Well, so somebody produced somebody. Gave life to it. Told him, well, I am not interested. Second, third chapter as you proceeded. Well, I somewhere started liking this hero of this story. Jesus, the way he is answering people. Like, you should answer people like that. I was commenting on him. Good Jesus. Answer people like that. Pharisees and all. Well, did very well. Somewhere, some sort of affection started. Then, maybe chapters are going by. Then I thought, let me read these leaflets also. What do you open the first title? Charism called tongues. Well, I don't know anything about that. Folder back, put in my bag. Another one is prayer for healing of memories. I don't know anything about memories and healing. Put it back. Third one is about prayer for physical healing. And exactly this is what I want. I want to be healed. I do, Lord, I want physical healing. I can't breathe properly. I can't eat properly. Well, heal me from this. I believe, I trust you. Nothing happens. No healing is coming. Days and weeks are going by. No healing is not coming. Then he started reading it in depth. One place it is written, anyone who is praying for a healing should forgive anyone and everyone unconditionally from the heart. For their statement. Well, I told the Lord, mind my office, wonderful people. I have no enemies. I am okay with all the people. I have nothing to forgive, heal me. Well, healing was not coming. Then that's made me to stop and think. Well, later on I came to know all these days there was continuous chain prayer for my sister's group, Alice. In her college they were praying for me alone. Later on she discloses. Well, that worked. Then when I closed my eyes, an image came. My father's face started coming before my mind. Well, there's something like he's telling me, your problem is with him. Your healing depends on how you let him go. Well, I couldn't even face that issue. And I told, no, I can't even deal with the issue. When I think of that, tears used to come in my mind. Eyes. Well, one day I took the courage. I told the Lord, if there is no other way, well, I thought of all the years when he was, by words and actions, punishments, and the way he was hitting me, all those events came to my mind. I told God, if there is no other way for me to be free, I forgive my father from my heart. Unconditionally. Well, that statement was like a key, opening a door. I told this much and started crying like a real baby. I'm already a baby Chaco. Wept for about 20-25 minutes. I took out my kerchief. Thank God there was nobody in the church. I was alone. I go much early. I looked around and nobody was there. I could cry. Well, about 20 minutes, half an hour I cried. All the holes were opened. Eyes and nose, like a baby. Wept and wept and wept and wept. And in the end, later on I know that beautiful words, there came a peace so sweet. I felt the experience of love, joy and peace. First time in my life a sincere smile came on my face. I told Jesus I love you. The very encounter with God. Well, later on I joined a prayer group. Father directed me. I used to call him and ask him to all these events. I joined prayer group in Masgon in Bombay.
Were you healed, Babychayan, of the physical?
This is the beginning.
Okay.
Much change, at least the joy came.
Okay.
Heart is liberated. Well, it was gradual.
Okay.
I always say, my complaint stopped because love flooded. That is enough for me. Because the problem was spiritual and emotional.
Yeah.
That area was dead.
Okay.
Then it was slow journey with God. I stayed in Bombay for 5 years. Well, I used the maximum opportunities. Prayer groups, trainings, all these things. Even I was instrumental to start Malayalam groups in Bombay. There was English groups there I am. So I grew up 2 years in English groups with all my complexes and nervousness. There was a big transformation to be associated with prayer groups and training groups and everything. Anyway, I always said, Lord, I am a wreckage. It is up to you to work. If you can repair me, well, I give myself. It was very tough to cooperate with God that way. Well, 5 years in Bombay, it was a miracle. I alone know where I was and where I am that day. Then, Malayalam groups. Then in 81, I was transferred. That's another miracle. Being in Bombay, mostly people will be always watching when a person is completing the term in Bombay. In my case, I stayed 5 years. 5 years and 3 months. It's a miracle. Then actually I could get my retirement, but then the service stopped the retirement for technicians that time. So I was transferred to Assam in Tejpur. That is the time where I could really be a missionary, get the experience of practical with alone, being one person alone. Real field work. So I went to Tejpur. 2 years I waited there. We had a church within the military camp. It's a diocese. And we had Sunday Mass. About 100 people all together, a Catholic community in one Air Force station within the camp. So I wanted, Lord, what am I to do? I had this voice problem. Then 2 years, no moment. I had no one who knows about charismatic renewal. And there was no Jesus Youth that time. Charismatic experience. Then I started bringing songbooks from Bombay. I put all these songs in the church here. It was the Tamils who responded first. So those 2 years, people in my Catholic community knew that I am different. They knew, because I used to put a sticker on my cycle. Jesus loves you, Jesus never fails and all. There was another officer who was saying, riding on a cycle. He was a Catholic officer from Bangalore. He used to say, Jesus never fails and all. And he sees me crossing and all. No? So they knew that I was different. But one day after these 2 years and nothing happened for me a long time, one day it so happened that priest did not come for the mass. Evening suddenly we get the news that priest cannot come. Community is already assembled. I had a friend, a Tamilian friend called Anthony. I told him we had to do something. But he was more scared than me. Then issue is that in defense, officers and men got a vast difference. We can't relate to each other. And in the first row there will be officers sitting in the church also. Flying pilots and technical officers. And so I took all my courage and came forward. Good evening, everybody. And today Father is not coming. So we can't just go back. So can we send some time for prayer? They are looking at me, staring at me, what this man is going to do.
Yeah.
I just not look at them. I knew that there's a Tamil community who sings very well. They were like, can you sing this song? They took it up. They're my category. They took, okay, sing this song, number 30. They started. Then I read a passage from the Bible, gave a reflection, another song. Thank God it went off for 40 minutes.
Wow.
Then, next day, these Tamil community leaders, seniors, they came and one fellow came and asked me, can you teach catechism for our children? I am looking for opportunity. So somebody called me. No, I can do that, nothing wrong with that. And I know nothing about catechism, I don't know what it is. I want people to come. They started standing the children, 1 hour before the mass. Small kids to about 10, 12 years old children. About 12, 15. Well, I had to give word of God. I told him, this song you have to sing this way. I had big problem with my voice. I started teaching the biblical parables, biblical stories. Children catch up very fast. They liked it. I asked them to make to pray. And I became popular in their homes. And they gave a name, Praise the Lord Uncle. Because whenever I crossed the Arian cycle, somebody will be shouting, Praise the Lord Uncle. At last, baby uncle became Praise the Lord Uncle. So all started calling me Praise the Lord Uncle. Anyway, then from that time, after the group started, slowly, one or two, an officer's wife, she comes to me, I'm in the charismatic renewal. Okay. She comes to me, I would like to have a prayer group. She's North Indian, but her husband is Malayali, pilot's wife. Then I was so thrilled to hear that. People are so shy to tell all these things. I really can let us start. Then I told some of the Keralite community, can you also come? We started a prayer group another day, weekday, evening.
In Tejpur.
Tejpur. Because the church is open, we can always get the key. We started singing so in English. And after some time, the Malayali women come and complain. We don't understand English. Can you start something in Malayalam? We find it so difficult. People are interested to pray. I was so encouraged by that. Okay, let's start it. They know the song. I can't sing. Anyway, Tamils, very pious people, used to come for English group. For the North Indians. Anglo Goan people, Bombay people, used to come for the English group. And the Malayalam group was another day. Well, it went on. Children's group, English group, Malayalam group. Anyway, before I was asked to start the Hindi group, I was got a transfer. People were asking, the class 4 people, they know only Hindi. Workers and all. They were Catholic, they were coming, they were Adivasis and all. They were coming and telling me already, Bhaiya, hamare liye Hindi mein start karo. I don't know, really, my capacity is the limit. Anyway, I used to talk to them. I used to go to the village. Anyway, by 84 end, I was given unwillingness and I was allowed to go. Discharged from the Air Force. Retirement. Well, people in Kerala are waiting for me. As soon as I came, conference, Jesus 85. It was in the preparation stage. I was asked to work in the office in Cochin. Well, I went to home in Calicut, but I was rooted here. Well, Jesus 85 conference. Of course, earlier also for almost every major events I was in Kerala. Taking my annual leave and coming here. So right from 78, I was involved with Kerala activities. So 78 I was a resource person.
Okay.
That 78 convention where 800 people assembled. They were here. I was a resource person. Well, I was in touch with all the leaders nationally in Bombay and in Kerala because of my association with my people here. Well, Jesus Youth side is other aspect. Well, I was not involved with them first. When I came in 84 out, well, Jesus was already strong without a name. The youth of charismatic renewal started coming together right from 76 onwards.
Okay.
Under the leadership of Iris Kutty and Edward, Dr. Edward, and many more. The story goes when they started something like First Line. So already youth were having a separate identity as charismatic youth of charismatic renewal. Well, when it was in Jesus Youth 85 conference that this name came for the members of the movement as a Jesus Youth. That's another story how they took it up and how the name came and all. Well, my life was immediately after the conference. The existing director of the center, he said when the office was being shifted to Kalamassery, he said he cannot come from Cochin because old and retired. Then Father Abraham Pallivadakal asked me, can you take over the office? Can I take over the office? Well, I don't know. I am a technician by trade. I don't know how to manage an office and accounts and people and all. We have no one. Please try. You can do that. We will all help you. Well, I am an activist, worker, technical man. I am wireless mechanic. But then, because of the need, I told, okay, come on. So that way I took over the building in the Emmaus house. I was meant to take over that building.
What was that building?
It was a house.
It was the
home.
youth center or something?
It was a home earlier.
Okay.
We bought it for Kerala service team of charismatic renewal.
Okay.
For them. It has no connection, ownership. Youth has no ownership there. Kerala service team of charismatic renewal. CCR. So it's KCRS Center. Kerala Catholic Charismatic Renewal Center. What is KST Center? The name was given Emmaus. So I stayed for 7 years. So being there was another turn of history for me. How I got involved with people. So being there, all the youth activities, trainings will be in Emmaus. So it was where the center was developing and movement was developing.
Which movement?
Charismatic renewal.
Charismatic renewal.
So right from 76 to the fast growing stage time of movement. Conferences, activists, center, retreats, everything. So Emmaus is always active. I was there playing all the roles. Cleaner, cook, the same time director, all the roles. One man show. And all sorts of every day. And I was sick also. But then God was at work. I want to give the maximum. So youth have one activity on one side. Most of it will be the youth only. Because they have a center and they want to use maximum. Almost every weekend there will be some program.
So which year did you become the director?
So 84. 86 the center started. 85 onwards I was asked to be there.
So your involvement with JY started along with the directorship of
Exactly.
Catholic Charismatic.
But director was my role.
Okay.
But I was involving in all the activities.
Okay.
But I have to.
Yeah.
Because there's nobody else.
Yeah.
So even that time they say, when I am in the center, they feel very comfortable. Even that time we call it Kanyi and Pyre. That is the only simplest food in the world.
Yeah.
They are happy with that. Simple life. Overcome, cook it. So, one big vessel for Kanyi and somebody will cook something. So it's all simplest life. But they are nostalgia about that life.
Sir, acquaintance with Jesus Youth started there when people started coming to Emmaus for the programs?
Naturally, because that became the center, no?
Okay.
So I was involving but then I was involved with their activities earlier also, 78 onwards.
Yeah.
So the conventions, youth ministry. So later on, when this people started coming there, their trainings and all, I started giving help, my own help, like meeting people, maybe something like involving with them, helping them like that. So once I was hectically involved in all sorts of work. So I had no free time that way. My sleep was my night 11, 12 o'clock. Again 5 o'clock I had to be up, mass and all these things. Some sort of building also being developing. So I got to be. So service teams change, but I don't change. I'm always ex officio.
Okay.
So you come.
So your total involvement with the Jesus Youth movement, when did it start?
Maybe a bit more later when I come to that youth.
Okay.
Say that in 92, the full-timers project came.
In Jesus
In Jesus Youth.
Okay.
1 year commitment. Fresh graduates take 1 year commitment. That was all youth planning. But how I had to involve in that is something strange. So the first batch was trained, and training team was from outside Kerala. They all went back. And these 27 of them, they were like sheep without shepherd. So they come to my house and sit there. Which I had nobody to help us. Then I had to involve with them because I had a very good background of training in Bombay and all. Okay, you have time, come, we'll teach Bible. All my limitations. We started a Bible study group. They will sit about 11, 1 o'clock, they'll be sitting and listening with wide open eyes, learning. Very eager to know Word of God. So now I know why I was trained in Bombay, why all this exposure. Again, that involvement. Then by 93, I told the office people, I have come to the end of my energy. Please leave me from this institution. I really want to be free. Then by 93, I was given a reliever. Then
from the directorship?
From direct. I want to be free. Anyway, missions were waiting for me. So I got more involved with Jesus Youth activities. Involving in it. Otherwise, because of my full-time activity as a director, I couldn't involve directly. So now the missions. So first team with Father Dheeraj and one team. We went for a missionary trip to about 3 months in Northeast. Out into missions, giving retreats, because I knew English, Hindi and Malayalam. But I really wanted exposure. It was about 3 months of missionary trip Northeast. I already came from Northeast.
Yeah.
So
you already knew
the culture, knew the people.
Yeah.
Literally for them, I was more helpful. So I went with them, then came back. Immediately, naturally, people are waiting for me. Then they started asking me to involve with the next batch of training.
Full-timers?
Full-timers.
So it started off?
It started off. I became a full-timers man.
Yeah.
I'm a full-time man because they liked it. On man free.
Yeah.
So it went on. I had for 26 batches. So meantime, I was full-time mission work. Wherever they go, I had to follow them up. Meantime, involved with all other active groups in Kerala. National training. Then the national training started. Hindi training started. Other places I had to go associate with that. Like Caricut full-timers, Delhi full-timers. All these places I had involved. And in the end, international full-timers.
Yeah.
I had to be. So I became a full-timers man.
Yeah.
And I'm really proud to say that I'm the only person got involved with this project. Right from first batch to the 26th batch.
Wow.
Now I got a relief. I got relieved. I told them, well, I needed a break. Well, strong time. I was already 70 years old now. I need a break.
You don't look like that.
I need a break.
Yeah.
So that's the story is over.
Yeah. But and in the journey of Jesus Youth Movement growing exponentially, Babychayan, when did you actually come to realize that God's hand was behind it? Because a lot of movements come up and they die out, right? But to know that the hand of God is there, it depends on the sustenance of the movement. So when did you know about that, about Jesus Youth?
Well, to answer that, Jesus Youth is a team of people. There are people that committed to build it up. That was what inspiring me. Well, it was a mutual business. They get inspiration from my commitment. At the same time, the way that people come, like Edward, many leaders, young people, actually they inspire me more than that I inspired them. I always look at them, what makes them to go forward? So dedicated, even nobody is paid. They had to pay from the pocket to come here, each year. That's what inspiring me. And some people tell of me that he is paying his pension money and working in the renewal. But I find the commitment of theirs more challenging for me. That's what that. So I think I got involved in it. Well, I am a person who does not plan anything in my life. Well, you asked me about my vocation, state of life. I thought of postponing it. I was 28 when I was in Bombay, 36 when I was retired.
Oh, you retired at 36? So young.
Young. Okay. A post life is that now, 18 years service. It's a pensionable service. Enough, minimum pension. Minimum service to get pension. So then, I thought, well, I have many options. I can become a priest, I can get married, I can even live a single state. Well, meantime, a person called Babychayan, V.V. Augustine, he is in touch with me. Then Anthony, who is in a house, he also remains single. He's an ex-Navy man. So we started sharing, and we had no plan to focus on a single state and all. We all lived that way. Alsatian group, very big number of people living single state. Well, if I answer you about my state of life, well, in a funny way I say it is my process of discernment is process of elimination. Well, I eliminated marriage. Well, eliminated priesthood. Third option was to remain single. As I say, I never say that God came and spoke to me to remain single. I felt comfortable remaining single. I believe that this is the way God honors our choice. God, in Father Fio's terms, divine human partnership is the life. I took it that way. Well, I need the grace of God. This community of Jesus Youth is something vibrant community, young and old alike. Well, I never had a second thoughts. Like, this community is, they are my community, my family. People jokingly they say I married Jesus Youth. Well, Jesus Youth, it is in my life. Full time I am engaged in that. Well, I never say that I have idle time to dream about. No idle time. And I am a very good reader. All my free time, I read a lot of good books. And the right time God brings me source, getting the best books in the world. God gives me. Well, now my mood is to reduce activity, but then I'm involved with all of the things, in all sorts of teams, priest formation team, Jesus Youth formation team, many other things I'm involved in. All the people I'm in many consulting teams, whatever, I'm involved in. So today I really want to, I have in a retirement mood, but I'm in Jesus Youth. At 70 also, I'm part of Jesus Youth movement. So I have no regrets, because even when they asked me to come and stay in this complex, in the Vineyard Villa, that's the recognition they gave me. Well, they invited, when they started constructing itself, one room was reserved for me. There is a real recognition. They tell that we want you. Sense of belonging. So all the teams, all the families here are known to me. All their children are my grandchildren. So I have a great sense of belonging, staying here and also working with the leaders, also working with the teams, working with the football, all those things.
So when Jesus Youth actually grew exponentially, Babychayan, the national team was formed, the international team was formed. So when it grew in such a fast pace, when you were part of those teams, what did you feel like? What were your dreams that at that time, what Jesus would do to India and on a whole?
For me, it is something like a need-based work. Somebody asked me, can you? First time when they asked me to go to Colombo, it was in first international batch of training, full-timers. Well, when somebody asks me, can you go? I feel it is call from God. Well, I can. Then it continues every year to Bangkok, Thailand training. To 2001, my first trip abroad. Manoj Sani asked me, there's a need. Can you go and stay 1 month in Dubai, UAE? First time going outside India, I was shivering, Well, within India is very familiar. When I read nook and corner of India. Going outside, overseas, Dubai. I was shivering, But then, there are people. There are people to put me in the plane. There are people to see me out of the plane. But then still, Arabic country, what can happen? I was nervous. And the hand of God. I reached Dubai. Such pomp and show airport. Escalators and all these, I reached the immigration center, passport check. I am shivering inside, but I'm outside, I'm saying cold. She asked me, visa. Whatever English they know. I just phoned me visa copy. Original. Somebody told me to say, where do I get original visa? Down. That's all English they know. Arabic women know. And as I came out, I saw a man in uniform, airport staff. I asked him, excuse me, can you tell me where do I get my original visa? He asked me in Malayalam. He was a Keralite. I got tears in my eyes. God is putting His angel there. I had my voice problem, but because I was doubly nervous, He just took me by hand. He took me to the office. Go there, I can't come there, I am staff from there. You just show this stuff, they'll give you the original. Talks in Malayalam.
So Babychayan, I want to ask you this question. So you've been part of the Jesus Youth movement for a long time. So if I were to pose this question to you, did you help form the movement or the movement helped form you?
Very better question. The thing is that I never realized that I am contributing something to the movement.
Exactly.
Because last day I had a testimony. He was telling, a very prominent leader in the Jesus Youth. He was telling, I am so much indebted to the movement. I grew up in the movement. Actually, God has arranged it so well that we feel obligated to the movement more than what we contribute to it.
Okay.
That's what I feel that. Well, for me it was more on a receiving end, receiving from the movement. But then I want to give more. I want to give maximum what I can to the movement also. So I was always open. If there is a slot for me to serve, I am available. That's why I won't specifically define my ministry is this, or I am good at this. I say most times I was sitting with people, sitting and talking, listening. Because at that time it calls so much patience. Sit and talk to people. People are very fitting. That way it is clarity that is my ministry also.
And one more thing I've observed during my relationship with you, Babychayan, is the fact that you have a natural flair for one-on-one formation. So do you also feel that you have that?
Naturally, it is proved. See, we always say, how will you know that you have a gift? By using it. Because you want to know that you have a gift of healing. Pray for somebody who is sick. Same way. See, it's said, grace is built on nature. Something which is naturally in you. Maybe I am good at listening. Good at praying. So naturally God will put you in something suiting to your natural talents. I felt that way. So that way I'm used by that. Because listening is something which takes time, patience. You can't just, anybody cannot do it. But I'm good. I can sit and talk to people and they get the benefit. Usually in this generation most people want to talk. And sometimes when you have some sort of experiential wisdom, give that. If it's spiritual wisdom, you give that. And that's what you say, Holy Spirit uses you, suiting to the need. So God is balancing it. What is in you, what He needs you, He needs you. That way.
So the first time I actually got in touch with you was a time when I was going through a crisis. And I had this celebrity feel about you because you were quite popular in the Jesus movement. So I was very afraid to call you. But I think it was in 2013 that I first called you, and our relationship has gone till now. So I always felt that you tell the truth to people as it is. You don't try to smoothen the faith, and you tell as it is. So where did you get that kind of a perspective towards practice of the faith, Catholic faith, the Babychayan?
Well, maybe the experience. Well, if we look back, we will know that is the beautiful way God is arranging things. Now, the way I was with all my background, well, I see only the present. But then today when we look back, we know that there's a pickup. One person from that place and this place. And if we sing that song, God is building a house. How that beautiful instruments come together. Now we know when we look back. Now see, perhaps my background of childhood and my experiences, that's why I say God converts everything for good. Now I get much return working like this. Well, some sort of talents which have come through life experience, something from my reading, something with the exposure I received. All this works together for the glory of God here. So, well, I had struggles also. But it was not that something which I really wanted to do. But then, environmentally, situational, we respond to it that way.
Yeah. Sometimes, what people who go through crisis, what they need is to, for somebody to tell them the actual truth, the practical way of, dealing with that. Otherwise, they emotionalize the problem and then it becomes a very great issue. So the last question I want to ask, Babychayan, the statement of Jesus Youth is a Catholic missionary movement at the service of the church. So my question is, why Catholic? Why at the service of the church? Why is it so important for Jesus Youth?
Yeah. And when the charismatic renewal started, the initial thrill and the zeal can take you out of the church.
Exactly.
That temptation was there. Even now it's happening. When you have factions and groups, when they think that when you have faith, the feeling of anointing, you feel that you are the king.
We don't need the sacrifice.
We don't need it.
Yeah.
But that's what we got the right wisdom from the church. Church elders and all those people. That you are meant for the prophetic guidance also. Prophetic guidance we received. That you are meant for the church. It was hard. Because you feel restrictions.
Yeah.
That you don't feel the freedom.
Yeah.
Even now parts of the movements are breaking up from that. But then that was the real wisdom. Even if we are proud of that. How many non-Christians are coming to that? How many non-Catholics have joined us? They are given this freedom. This is a Catholic movement, it's a Catholic stand. But if you like it, you can continue. They enjoy it. You don't force them to get baptized. Well, Catholic stand is this. If you want to have a full-fledged membership, that is the way. Catholic door. Get baptized and come into it. That is the stand. We have no regrets. Nobody has regret. Some of the very powerful leaders are non-Catholics in the movement itself. But then they enjoy it, they really like. But like Dr. Sindhu and Sunil, they were Hindu couple. When they were Hindus, they got married, they are baptized, they are full-fledged Catholics now. That's what the personal response that way. Anyway, movement gives a platform for all. That's the real word meaning Catholic. Because universal. The universal concept is in movement, Jesus Youth movement also. All are welcome. But then, firmness about stand of the movement, Catholic stand remains.
So did you ever think, Babychayan, that one day Jesus Youth will be approved by the Vatican? And that means a lot in different levels. You get the apostolic blessing, there is acceptance and support of the Indian church authorities. Did you ever think that it would happen one day?
Well, Jody, to answer you, even the second phase also is unimaginable. How the movement becomes national, international. Well, there was one prophetic word which was given some years back. It is, I'll lead you step by step. That was proven throughout the movement. These all miracles. But such leaders who are so dead committed and responding to the guidance of the Holy Spirit, that is it. Even you ask them, they are also saying, I don't know. Or as it said once in Bombay, there was a conference and Jesus Youth wanted some appointment with the Pope. And the top cardinal told, working with it, was the cardinal of Ernakulam. Impossible, no chance now. Next day, first chance was Jesus Youth.
Wow.
He was telling, you have the Holy Spirit with you. You have the Holy Spirit. So what you can do?
Yeah, definitely.
That's what.
That's true.
They themselves do not know. They applied. You are called for breakfast with the Pope. Cardinal was helpless, he said. So that sort of miracles we have seen. That's why we never doubt or trust in his guidance. It has been going on every way. Especially for us senior leaders, we know that when we go back, how this was proved every day. None of them will claim that I am the one. As Archbishop Thomas Menambaram says, Jesus Youth is the only movement with there is no competition for leadership.
That's so
It's all they take up and it's going on to you. That.
So I would like to end the interview with you sharing one memorable moment that you've had with the Jesus Youth movement, with a person or a conference or a retreat, or something which you've done in the moment, something which has really a memorable moment for you.
Well, people say that small things are big things. Maybe something like when I thought that all doors were closed, suddenly you find a ray of light coming on. Like many events are in my life where my faith has. One event is when in Bombay, or the initial starting of the Malayalam groups, I was really struggling. Well, I have not addressed a group so far. It was giving us some talk. Well, I opened the Bible and the passage came to me from Judges 6, Gideon. And the angel of the Lord talks to Gideon, brave and mighty man, God is with you. And he asked immediately one question. If God is with us, why things are happening like this? That was like somebody hitting me on the head. He is telling me, brave and mighty man, proceed. Look at me. So what I need to do was not look inside. I could never forget the word of God, even now. So many events like that, where God puts you forward and you step onto that and you find things happening. Sadly, this. So many events like that. Small things. But then these small things are big things in our lives.
So, I think, I've had the rare opportunity and the blessing of being guided by you for such a long time. Many of the Jesus Youth themselves do not know that you've been guiding me. And I never thought, Babychayan, it was one of my dream interviews to interview you. But today, I think, Providence has made this happen. So thank you so much for doing the interview.
I'm proud of you also, the work you are doing.
Thank you.
May this sharing be eye-opening or helpful for many in the world. Thank you for giving me this opportunity.
Thank you
very much.
Thank you.